of the reasons we wanted to put this panel on was to try to bring the publishing and the marketing sides together to talk about how people are planning for a mobile future and the proliferation of screen sizes and devices and how people are planning for that. Could you explain progressive enhancement to everyone if so everyone's familiar with that?
Sorry, I'm throwing around a lot of mumbo jumbo here. So our perspective is that the only thing that is native to the web is HTML. So everything else is an add-on. Images, CSS, JavaScript, Flash, something like that. Those all were added later, and those don't work yet. So really the underlying principle of progressive enhancement is the language of the web is HTML. So start there. So you can design your site or application really with no constraints. Build the most beautiful thing you can. But when you start building it, sit down and say, how would I express this just with the semantics of HTML? How does it translate into lists and headings and all those kinds of good things? And you'd be surprised with some creative thinking how you can actually take something that's really complicated and has sliders and visualizations and turn that into something that will make sense. Or not quite cool, but will make sense. So that's really our foundation layer with progressive enhancement. You start with HTML, and then you unobtrusively layer on top of that CSS and JavaScript and maybe plugins to create this enhanced experience, which is the thing that you see in all of your modern desktop browsers and mobile browsers. But because you're starting with this foundation of HTML, that works everywhere. And so the cool thing that we were talking about is that will work on the Nintendo DS. Somebody hack together a browser, a text-only browser for the Newton, and possibly.com works on the Newton. I mean, those are really cool things about, if you really embrace what the web is all about, you can really make sure this works for everyone. And that's really the thing that we are really passionate about, and that's why it's really cool that the world is thinking that. So one of the unique spins we've taken with progressive enhancement is, you said you start with HTML, and you layer on top all these other things to build the enhanced experience. And there's a question of, well, who gets the enhanced experience and who doesn't? And so we wrote a book a year and a half ago or so that kind of explored how you would build things with progressive enhancement and how you would target that in a really smart way. Since the book came out, we've done some refinement on that, and the book has a much cleaner targeting mechanism than we have in our book. It's basically if you support media queries, which is a newer CSS property that lets you say, well, you can target a lot of things about a device. One of the most important ones is how big is the screen. So media queries are just a way of saying in CSS, okay, if your screen is between X and Y, do you apply these rules? So just a way of qualifying CSS rules against properties of the device.
Tom, if I just interrupt for a second, so it used to be the opposite. It used to be that we would graceful degradation was sort of the other way, which was you build a site, you make it as awesome as good for the top end, and then you would gracefully make it work on devices. This is literally the other.
Yeah, it's kind of flipping it on its head. So and that's a good point to bring up. So they're kind of two sides of the same coin, I suppose. So progressive enhancement is kind of the philosophy of you always are building on top of something that works, right? So and the simplest example is an escalator when it doesn't work becomes stairs. That's cool. That's progressive enhancement. Graceful degradation. You basically build the cool thing you want to build, and then you might say, well, we'll put a no script tag here, and we'll put something that you say, sorry, you can't see this cool thing anymore. Here's a really lame thing that isn't very good. So you're kind of thinking about what happens when it breaks, but you're not really, it usually falls apart because of the way too many parts. So progressive enhancement is always starting with what works, and what works is only